In this lesson, let's learn about data analysis, the scattering of data, and interquartile range. データの分析、データの散らばりと四分位範囲。Let's learn 5 definitions. The first one is range. The difference between the maximum and minimum is called the range. Range is one way to measure the degree to which data is scattered. Let's look at an example. The minimum score for test A is 1 and the maximum score is 10. So the range of scores for test A is 10 minus 1, which equals 9. The minimum score for test B is 3 and the maximum score is 7. So the range of scores for test B is 7 minus 3, giving us a range of 4. This indicates that the degree of data scatter is greater in test A. The second definition is for quartile. The value at which data is divided into 4 equal parts when arranged in order of value of magnitude is called a quartile. From smallest to largest, the first quartile, second quartile, and third quartile are denoted as Q1, Q2, and Q3. The third definition is for interquartile range. The third quartile minus the first quartile is called interquartile range. Interquartile range is less susceptible to extremely spread out values compared to range. The fourth definition is semi-interquartile range. Semi-interquartile range is entire quartile range divided by 2. If semi-interquartile range is large, there is a large degree of data scatter. If the semi-interquartile range is small, there is a small degree of data scatter. The fifth definition is for box and whisker plot. A box and whisker plot is a diagram showing the minimum, first quartile, median, third quartile, and maximum of the data using only boxes and lines. The length of the box represents the quartile range. Mean values can also be entered. The chart shows the distribution of data. That's it for definitions. Now let's do some practice. Press the pause button and try to solve the practice problem. Once you're finished, press the resume button and mark what you got correct. Now let's check our answers. Find the interquartile range and semi-interquartile range for test A. First, find the interquartile range. Since the first quartiles Q1 and Q3 of the data are the squares, then Q1 equals 1/2 times parentheses 3 plus 3, which equals 3. Quartile 3 equals 1/2 times parentheses 6 plus 7 parentheses equals 6.5. Therefore, the interquartile range is 6.5 minus 3, which equals 3.5. Next, find the semi-interquartile range. The semi-interquartile range is the interquartile range divided by 2. So we take 1/2 times parentheses 6.5 minus 3 parentheses, which equals 1.75. Now let's draw a box and whisker diagram using the data from problem number 1. From the results of the first question, the first quartile is 3 and the second quartile is 6.5. Following that is the second quartile, which is 1/2 times parentheses 5 plus 5 parentheses, which equals 5. Also, the minimum is 1 and the maximum is 10. Next, solve for the mean. Since the sample size of the data is 20, the mean is 1 over 20 times parentheses sum of all data parentheses. In this case, it'll end up equaling 4.95. The above values are summarized in a box and whisker diagram as shown in the figure. Were you able to answer both questions correctly? That concludes this lesson.